In an absolutely ridiculous future, the battle for democracy for Super Earth is every day. Hello, everyone. I am the Toy Major. Today we are taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Elite Edition HellDivers 2. The name's usually on the front, no, it's on the side. CE-35 French Engineer. This is Elite figure number 11. I do not try to collect all of these because some of them are expensive or people are stupid and greedy. Buy them all. Giant Elite Edition on the side. I reviewed a couple of these so you guys know some of this stuff. Figure accessories, we'll take a look at that in a moment. This is pretty much the game cover. HellDivers 2 is, again, a game set in the future where you and 3 other people at a time take on bugs, robots, all kinds of ridiculous things that try and liberate bits of the future. It's one of those games where it's always something going on. There is always something going on. It doesn't matter how much progress you make. That's kind of the point of it. Always something to do. Never really ends. So, I guess for those looking, there's the barcode number, not a toy. Obviously, that's full of it. If it's not a toy, why does it have articulation? Articulate. Okay, so I'm going to open this guy, get the stuff out, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Brought everything out of the box. I tried putting it at a better angle. Some things you really can't see, but I'll still hold the accessories up to the camera, like one by one. So first off, we have the card. If you guys want to read what it says, pause. One. And this is one of those Elite Edition point cards. I normally get 50 points. This is the first time getting 300. It's one of those scratch off things. I may use it, that's why I'm not scratching it off. And of course, the McFarlane plastic stand that pretty much comes with everything, but it just has the HellDivers 2 logo on it. Apologies in advance for sniffling. It's summer allergies. Hooray. So, they usually disappear by the end of summer, so some of my videos next couple months, I'm sorry to say, please deal with it. So, first accessory we have is this little sword saber. I don't have this in the game. I do play the game pretty regularly with friends. A lot of the accessories in this I may not know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of this is pretty darn cool. We have a little saber. This, if I remember right, is the railgun. In HellDivers 2, the railgun is a stratagem weapon, a weapon you call down to pick up and use to support you and your team. Same for this one. This is I forget the exact name, but it's basically a LMG light machine gun that you call down, pick up, and use to assist your team. So, also has a little pistol. I do not recognize this one. I don't have this in the game. Probably with one of the war bonds, honestly. War bonds in the game are like little season passes you buy. You'll earn points in game or through events, and you redeem them on that to unlock more things for your character, including outfits. This is like a stun baton? I think. I think I have this one in the game. I just never got to use it. Some of the missions are hectic. This, I think, is a Liberator, one of the base assault rifles. I don't know if this is a normal color or this is supposed to be like a color of one of the skins for it. Look kind of cool. Pew! Lastly, a flamethrower. I think this is another stratagem you can call down. I also have no idea if this is supposed to be a handle in the front. Why would you put it so close to the little nozzle right there? Somebody's not thinking well over there. Oops. Sorry. Someone's not thinking well over there. Last accessories before we look at the figure. Hands, now only one. Pretty much normal. Alternative gun hand. He has one. He has a fist. I left him in the Super Earth salute. That's how they do it in the game as the missions start. So we have that one. For the left hand, we have this little, what is it, like rock and roll call me? Because one of the things that's very popular in the game is emotes. You know, like the express yourself kind of thing. It's all little plastic bit. Same for this little finger gun emote. And only other hand that I think is pretty much normal because it's supposed to hold some of these. So I'm going to swap the hands really quick. And I tested the figure's joints off camera. If it was going to break, like the neck peg or head, hand, etc., I don't want people to hear me flipping out because this is pretty much a like 50, 60. Yeah, McFarlane loves making their figures kind of on the expensive side of things. So, hold on. I am going to give him a weapon of the hole for the moment. We'll pose him just a moment. Just 1 second here. Bear with me. Okay. So, right here, the paint, everything looks amazing. There are two HellDiver figures right now. They're both elite ones. They both have the exact same weapons and accessories. The other one is the generic black one, like on the picture here. I did not care too much for that one, if I gotta be honest. I don't need that one. This one is like the unique one. I wanted it. Before I get into it, this cape is one of those bendy wire ones. One of the patterns in the game. The articulation is amazing. The paint. He has a front back ab crunch. Doesn't go very far. Keep in mind, it says not a toy. Well, that's crap. If you're if you're careful with it, oops, almost dropped my camera. If you're careful with it, it can be just fine for uh posing, play, etc. I'm just a little box. Okay, so on his wrist is kind of like a communication pad they use to call stratagems down. When they do, they lift it up, their faces, looking just like this. And in the game, it's almost like a Mortal Kombat finisher. You have to input a few directions before it lets you use it. I don't know who thought of it, but it absolutely helps to be pretty quick because there's so many things going on. So we have the bicep swivel. It's not very far, unfortunately. It really isn't. The pauldron is a piece on the arm. Let me look. Yeah, you cannot take it off. I mean, you could cut it off, sure, but so double jointed elbow, wrist, a little ball joint in there. And as I've shown you the other hands already, so other arms pretty much same, double joint elbow, bicep swivel. Oh yes, butterfly joint goes all the way around just fine. Arm lifts about that high because of the arm, because of the pauldron. Again, dear God, my words today. Oof. This rotates. This upper one does not really. Okay, I thought it did. I don't want to break it either. Head up. Okay, actually up about yay. Down Yeah, about so, and this is supposed to be neutral. Now, one thing I want to show, is I was taking it off to look, because again, didn't want to risk twisting in there. That is a tiny head peg. I don't entirely know the reasoning behind that. It's kind of ridiculous. You gotta kind of force it on. Oh, unfortunately, the neck that's made around the neck peg is kind of preventing the head from moving around entirely, so you're not going to get very much out of it. Okay, so legs. They do the splits. It's one of those weird, people call it diaper pieces that hang around the parts of the crotch. This one just does not want to go around this leg. I'm not going to force it. I don't want this to tear. This other one seems to be just fine, maybe? Maybe I can, carefully. Close enough, unfortunately. It's not going to go in there. I'm not going to make it either. Like I said, expensive kind of figure, and the other HellDiver figure they did sold out pretty darn quick. I have no idea if this one's even in stock on their site anymore. Of course, want to buy it, you know where to look. Description. Got double jointed knees. For any other McFarlane aficionados, I think they use like the knee joints from the Constantine pants, where it looks like the baggy around the kneecaps. Then, of course, waist, toes for the tippy toes. Rotates a fair amount, side to side. And let me see. I've heard that because, yeah, because of the armor and this, those abilities actually pretty limited. Let me look here. Yeah, I can see how that is. Okay. Well, thankfully it's not too awful a deal. I mean, this is pretty much a collectible, like it says, not a toy. Again, that's crap. Um, Still cool though. Not a lot of back painting, printing. It's all on the front. The only back I think is supposed to be the orange on the cape, black. So this is like a thicker material. Then it goes to like a thin. What would you call this? Like what, microwave maybe? Maybe I'm overthinking that. Like a weird cloth, and all the orange is like a thicker one. Obviously, because it has the wire, and it's preventing it from tearing out. But yeah, so that is pretty much in a nutshell opening and looking at this figure, because there is not a whole lot else to show. I made sure to hold on to excuse me to adjust the camera. Need a better stand for this. To try and show as much detail as I could without. I'm trying to work a lot better at showing details on things. There was a Blockies Wolverine I did recently. I forgot to mention the butterfly joints that he comes with that are built into the figure. I somehow forgot that. I had a brain fart that day. And by the time I caught him, like, I've already uploaded it. I'm gonna have to just remember to do a lot better. Um, so that is pretty much it for this HellDiver figure. The CE-35 Trench Engineer. I have no idea why that's gotta be so specific, but it is. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoy. And if you want one of your own, you can look in the description below. I always leave a purchase link. And if you guys really enjoy the content, please consider leaving a like, leave a comment if you have any opinions, thoughts. And if you really enjoyed, please consider subscribing. And I will see you guys next time.